Hello, welcome to the second Friday updates for us here. Friday, what do we have? 27th of June. It's a bit of a stormy day here, at least the start. It was like torrential rain on the walk in, but a 2 minute walk. But yeah, got pretty soaked. But yeah, cleared up now, which is nice. But yeah, it just seems like every Friday there's rain. Like it was a running joke at the place I was at last, where I'd come in and work from the office every Friday, and it pretty much rained every Friday. It felt like. Um, so yeah, it's just part of Friday in Auckland, or just winter in Auckland, I guess. But yeah, today I guess just a bit of a little update on a few things, a few wins going on with us. And then I guess just talking a little bit about one of the lessons that have popped up from this week to remind myself and I guess see if it's helpful for people out there in the same situation. So first off, a couple wins for us this week. So I had a great mentor meeting. Same guy that I kind of mentioned last time that we're kind of working with just on the business front, he's sold up his company and helping us, giving some advice here and there where he can. And it's been really awesome so far. I've had two meetings now, but yeah, really a great resource to be able to put some pressure on us with what we're thinking, our plans, or how we're executing things, and then just adding a little bit of value where he can. And it's been a lot of value for now, so that's been really good. It's a bit of a trek into Milford to catch up with him, but it's definitely worth it. I think we're catching up in about 2 weeks online, so it's not going to be. Sometimes it's been like a 3.5 hour kind of round trip. So yeah, it really takes a bit of time out the day, but yeah, definitely worth it so far. Some other things going on. We've had a couple client campaigns taken off and getting some good results. So obviously that's always good to that's good to have happen. And sometimes campaigns get off to a rocky start, or they're kind of 80% there or 90% there, but you can get it across the edge. So it's been good to get a couple of those campaigns there. We've got another bit of a rollout going on, I guess today, probably over the next couple of days as well. Quite a big rollout over 3 countries, or 2 countries this week, and then I think it's a month or so. So similar campaigns are going out to another country as well. So that's pretty exciting there as well. And it's not our usual type of client, but it's a client we've worked with in the past, so it's there's a bit of continuity there, which is nice. Another big win for us this week would be getting this video editing for not specifically these videos, but we've got a whole series coming out, which I think I mentioned on the last update. But those are going to be quick couple minute, maybe 90 second to 2 minute videos, 1 minute to 2 minute videos posted out every Monday. I think the plan is just three tips or three things series, and that's lined up. I think I've done 15 videos now. I've got 14 more to shoot, but that's lined up to go through for the rest of this year and into the start of next. So really cool to have that locked down, that content strategy. It's taken a little bit of time. Maybe it's a bit too much of a reach to post every day and post like valuable content every day. But I think once the systems are down, and that's just really going to flow on. I've kind of got the weekend stuff down. It's a little bit not so much easier, but it's a little bit more straightforward, the weekend content. So a bit of a meme resonating with the audience we're going after, financial advisors, and then kind of personal like quotes from the books that I've read and Kindles that I've read that I take down notes from all the books I read, and I save them and review them in time. And just sharing those as a part of, I guess, sharing who I am, or sharing what gets me going, gets me how what I get up to, I guess, in the background. So so yeah, this content creation and um I guess distribution, it's taken a bit of time to get down, but I do want to post every day. I do want to at least get it coming out in like a lean fashion, without just relying on a VA or I don't know, even just like I want to make sure it's valuable, essentially. Like if it's valuable, then I can put the time into it to continue, because the thing is, if it's just full chat GPT garbage, or if it's not thought through, then it's just going to waste my time, like recording videos or creating posts or whatever it is. It's going to be a waste of time if it doesn't get the end goal, which is to be helpful, which is to get our brand out there, get our I guess the value inside our heads. Like there's no point of it being there. It's the point is to get what we know out there in the world, and then hopefully people want to work with us to help achieve their goals. So yeah, that's the content system's going well so far. And that's not to say that getting a VA isn't in the plans. Like I'd love to get one once we got a little bit more revenue on board, once we got a few more clients, and the steps are repeatable. We've got things that are repeatable, then we can look to bring in a VA for internal stuff like that. So here's how we like videos edited. Here's the raw video, go off and edit it this way. That'll be stuff that would look to offboard pretty soon. So I would like to get that done by I guess we're only at the end of June. So definitely by the end of the year, that would be the goal. Yeah, there's been a few challenges pop up recently as well. Like I guess in the last week, just staying on top of things, I think has been a bit tricky. Um, the things you want to do each day, there's always something to do, right? The time, not having enough time is something that is always going to happen, and everyone is already anyone looking to achieve anything in life, I think, is going to be experiencing that. So whether it's, I don't know, health or wealth or business or career or learnings or university, whatever it is, you don't have enough time. You could always learn more, read another book, call another person, whatever it is. You can always do more. So I guess for ambitious people or people who are aggressive with their to-do list, maybe too aggressive with their to-do list, it can be a bit of anxiety there. And I think just that main challenge there is staying on top of the important things to do each day. Um, and being getting a little bit behind with the social posts, right? So working on maybe the systems rather than the posts at the moment. And I posted before, I've been able to do like 90 days. I think it was like 90 days in a row, or like 88 out of 90 days previously. And now I'm working on the system so that I've got every Saturday posted for the next like 6 weeks, every Sunday posted for the next maybe 4 out of 6 weeks. We've got the Monday sorted, we've got Tuesday, we've got the strategy for the rest of the days lined up, but that needs to be executed. So just locking that down, but staying on top of that whilst also connecting with people, whether that's leads in the pipeline or just people in the network, staying on top of them. That's been just something to get to something that's being juggled a little bit. And then you've got product development, you've got marketing and sales. We've got a website that we're finishing off. We've got another website that we, for our sub brand, focus specifically on financial advisors and financial marketing. Building that out now after we've just finished the 324 digital site. So lots of things going on, lots of foundational pieces, getting ready, getting the business ready to be able to grow and scale. And that challenge of time really just comes back to like that other challenge, I guess it's popped up this week is try not to spread too thin across different things that we got to do. Keeping that focus as tight as possible. Like especially for someone like me, I love doing courses. It'd be awesome to go out and do a Google Tag Manager refresh or a Google Ads Performance Max refresh or a CRM refresh or another sales training. But it's just actually focusing on product, on distribution, on sales, on delivery, and then rolling that out. Like that's been real key to kind of pull back that natural urge. And that also is validated or validates that idea of just sticking to a niche and not having a client come in, not being everything to everyone, and kind of have a client come in where they are, I don't know, a scaffolding manufacturer, and they have a big budget and they want someone to work with for the next year or whatever it is, except we have nothing, or we have no idea about scaffolding or the industry or how leads come in, what the terminology is, and it takes us 2, 3 months to kind of get up to speed on it, spending more time. Clients maybe not getting as good a service as they deserve for a price or expected, and then we aren't able to remain profitable or have a good kind of internal delivery of that service because we're trying to figure out what size bolt or what size building needs a certain framework, or if that's framed like this and that for the landing pages and for ads and all that. So I think having that focus, being like, no, we're going to work on this, and we're going to work over these geographies and this terminology and these products, and we're going to be able to help people in different cities or companies in different cities or in non-competitive ways so that we can have a bigger impact across an industry, and that can scale without us having to learn new things every single time. Because it's that learning, if you want to deliver a good product and service, which is what we want to do, learning how to sell something or how to market something is a real big challenge to overcome. So I guess we're running from that challenge, but we're taking on bigger challenges of trying to dominate an industry and help, Australia, New Zealand financial advisors be as have as good an online presence as they can. So a last little bit of rambling for me today is Bill Gates has this quote, and I've updated it for or adjusted it for the kind of weekly cadence of these kind of videos. But it's people overestimate what you can achieve in a week, but underestimate what you can achieve in a year. And it's something to keep in mind. Like you're in the weeds every day, every hour, every week, every month, whatever it is, and you don't actually understand the progress you've made. And I can look back at my last role. It's a perfect example of it. 3.5 years ago, there was nothing. Like the business was hardly anything, or there wasn't any structure to it. There wasn't any way to use Drive, way to use passwords, save passwords. How do we communicate with clients? How do we communicate internally? There was very, very little in the way of that. And 3.5 years later, the systems that were built, the processes, the project management tools, the templates, all this stuff, it was refined and put in place. And you go from having nothing to 3.5 years later. Having built all that and having a massive impact on that. So from me coming from being able to build all those templates and systems, and along the way we had a rebrand, I think halfway through, and so going from having to take these templates, like all the templates broke. A lot of them were like spreadsheets or referring or referencing other sheets, and so all their integrations broke. The branding had to be completely redone. It was just such a nightmare to transition over to. And so I've kind of been through that before, and I know what to expect, and I know like, hey, everything's taking 3 times longer. I think I said something similar last week, but even the background, the Zoom background takes longer to upload. You don't have one, so you gotta make one. You gotta redo LinkedIn profile banners. Like, how often do you do that? There's no sizing to that. You gotta get your branding, you gotta get your logo to fit there. What are the dimensions? What are the formats? Like all these little things that you don't just have the back of your head. You got to Google it or ChatGPT it or whatever, figure out how big it is, and then make a LinkedIn background. And you got to make a LinkedIn profile picture. You got to update this and that. But all those little wins across the business, not just online, but internally, training, whether it's hiring a new person, the hiring process. You go through your hiring process, your first interview gets better, your second interview gets better. You learn, you hire someone, you find gaps in their knowledge, and then you add that gap to the second interview, so you know what you're looking for or what you want to kick out in that interview. You may do that in the first interview or your assessments if you're doing any assessments prior to that. So the point is these little wins stack up, and it's really important sometimes, I think, for definitely for myself to look back and go, hey, here is where you've gone to. Even though it's not the vision hasn't been achieved yet, like it's been 4 weeks. It's not that long, 4 or 5 weeks, whatever, however many weeks it's been. Um, cut yourself some slack, work on that new website, work on the emails, the connections, keep taking those steps forward, and that business it's not growing itself, but it's compounding. The things you've done, the templates you've made last week for this video, for example, the thumbnail's already made. I got the template made. The thumbnail's going to take me 2 minutes to make for this video versus last week it took, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Maybe not that long, but you know what I'm saying. Um, those wins compound. If you look back over your quarter, your 6 month periods, your 12-month periods, if you look back and you're actually setting goals, setting steps to those goals, breaking them down, you'll be going to be able to achieve that. And that's what we do. We've got our 90-day goal tracking broken into 30-day segments, meeting every 2 weeks or 15 days. We've got that set up so that we can know or throw the stone out there, know where we're casting our business to, and then take those backward steps to make sure that we're achieving those goals. If we're not achieving, at least we're moving. If we're not achieving fully, then at least we're moving in that same step, keeping that momentum up. So that's the main idea I wanted to share today, is that take a step back, remember where you were previously, the goals that you used to have that you've achieved, and now they're in the review, and now you're saying, hey, we've got this whole different kettle of fish that we're going after, knowing that in 6 months' time, you're going to check all those off, and you're just going to go over that hill and see an even taller hill, taller mountain that you want to climb. So if that's helpful to anyone out there listening, then good luck to you. Otherwise, that's our update for the last week. And yeah, we'll catch you next Friday.